At least I got a video up entirely. Kong Skull Island is directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts, and it stars Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, just to name a few. And this movie is a part of the new MonsterVerse that Warner Brothers is going to be doing now, which also includes the Godzilla film from 2014. Now, when I was going into this movie, the reviews that I had seen beforehand were sort of mixed. Some people were saying that the characters weren't really that developed, and some people were saying it's too obvious that they're trying to make a cinematic universe. But I went in there anyway, and I really, really loved this movie. I watched out like a hawk for certain flaws, like, okay, do they mention Godzilla, or are the characters really just bland people? And for the most part, both of those were not true. I was so surprised walking out of the theater. I was like, I had a lot of fun. My favorite characters of the movie were John C. Reilly's character and Samuel L. Jackson's character. Those two were by far the most interesting. When I first saw John C. Reilly's character come into the film, I was like, oh no, this is going to be the generic castaway with a heart of gold and a sense of humor. But he was actually one of my favorite characters. And his story arc is the most developed out of all the characters in the movie. The rest of the characters were not exactly bland like other people are saying. There's just not a ton of development towards building up their character. However, most of the characters are likable enough that I sat through the movie like, okay, I'll keep watching. Easily the best part of the movie is Kong himself. He was badass. Whenever he's going up against those skull crawlers, that's just magic. Another thing that I wanted to mention was this movie technically is very sound. Some of the shots in this movie they were very epic shots. I was sitting there like, this is definitely a monster movie, right? Right? Some of the editing can get a little choppy, but then again, it's not like Alex Cross where it's just completely undistinguishable. I even liked the music, but then again, you can't go wrong with Jefferson Airplane and Creedence Clearwater Revival. But the biggest thing that I was looking for, the biggest flaw that I thought the movie would have, is the fact that they try to shoehorn the fact that this will be a cinematic universe. But I was surprised at how very well they did this. Firstly, there is no mention of Godzilla until the end credit scene. Secondly, John Goodman had a legitimate reason to search out for these animals. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but it was very clever, I thought. And thirdly, with the exception of the end credit scene, this movie could stand on its own and be a respectable film. It doesn't feel the need to be tied to Godzilla. You could watch both Godzilla and Kong Skull Island separately, and they would be much different movies. So the bottom line is this. With the exception of some characters just being underdeveloped, I really, really loved Kong Skull Island. The action was shot very nice. Kong was amazing to watch. The CGI was great. If you haven't seen this movie already, which a lot of you have, check it out. It's a really good time. And that is all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for Friday morning or Thursday night when I will upload my review for Beauty and the Beast. My name is Ryan Cam, and I will see you in the next one.